Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Is It Worth It? Brought to you by that hashtag show. I am Greg, also known as Star Wars Nerd 574, and want to welcome you back for another episode of Is It Worth It? Normally, we would be looking at collectibles and pulp culture items we can find around to see if they're actually worth buying. But today we're going to change it up a little bit because I had the great opportunity this past weekend to head on down to Nashville, Tennessee to check out a convention. Some of you may have heard of it, called ICCC. A great collectors convention, a lot of vintage toys, a lot of new, old, actors, food, music. I mean, everything you expect from Nashville was there. So today we're going to talk about, is it worth it? Is the convention scene, is it time for us to get back to normal and start enjoying ourselves back out there? So, when I head on down to Nashville, I was thinking the whole time, what am I going to expect? What's going to happen down there? The last convention was over a year ago at C2E2 in Chicago that I attended. So I was waiting for things to be, pretty different, and also was just not knowing what to expect when I opened that car door and wandered on into the hotel. So got down to Nashville, and it was very interesting. It had that same convention atmosphere. People were out smiling, laughing. You could see all the vendors going in and out. One of the other doubts I kind of had at first was, we had some of the headliners that, canceled as well. Michael Boeheim was supposed to be there. Unfortunately, could not make it. Spencer Wilding was supposed to be there. Also could not make it. So, there was, some concerns like, man, if these actors aren't coming, is this going to be kind of a sign of what we're going to understand from conventions? But the great thing is it really didn't affect it that much as you went throughout the weekend. So that was really the bright side about things. Overall, it was great. People weren't complaining. Yes, you had to wear masks, you had to get your temperature checked and things like that, but there was no one really complaining about it. Everybody was just happy to be back and happy to be, somewhat normal again, walking around, looking at all the vendors, looking at all the clubs, all the tables and everything like that. People didn't hover over you. People gave you your space. People respected your space. It was definitely a great start for a convention. I mean, is ICCC one of the biggest conventions? No. Is it one of the smallest ones? No. But it was a good size to really kind of gauge on how things were going to be. The clubs and the vendors there, we had, clubs like, the Swag Crew. You had charity organizations like the Mayhew Foundation. The 501st was there. There was just a lot of great organizations there, and we're very interactive with the fans. The COVID thing, wasn't an issue there when you were interacting. You still could win great swag. There's just all kinds of stuff that you would have thought that would have been different, and it still felt like the same kind of convention atmosphere as there. Also, the artists were amazing at the convention. You saw some great pieces, some unique pieces for the convention, and they were interacting as well, giving away some of their art, having contests, bringing fans to their table. Just it's unbelievable feel of that. And then, of course, you had your merchants around there as well. Great products. The hall was pretty full. You had a lot of vintage, toys, Star Wars toys, Voltron, Transformers, He-Man, all the good fun stuff that you remember when you were a kid. There was also new stuff. Norse Legion was there. The shirt I'm wearing right here, the Metallica Mandalorian, which is awesome. 2D cutouts was there. It has, there was just so many great, vendors and stuff there that you had plenty to do, plenty to look for, on top of all the clubs and everything else that's going on. There were D&D tournaments. There were video game tournaments. The panels were great as well. It was really the normal atmosphere of a convention that you would expect if you were going a year ago, just with masks and a lot of sanitizer. So the actors as well, they were very interactive. They didn't let COVID actually stop their interactions with us as fans. For Star Wars fans, you had Mark Anthony Austin, Daniel Logan was there, Dickie Beer was there for the Boba Fett's. James Arnold Taylor was there. So there was a lot of great actors there to interact with the fans. You had many Power Rangers there. Again, some artists as well. So it was just overall, it was just a great feeling for a convention. Not at one time did I feel unsafe. Not at one time did I feel convention showrunner Michael Havens had put any of us in jeopardy because this convention was going. Precautions were taken, and it was a great time. It was good to also see, us as fans hanging out again, interacting with each other, enjoying the con life, the convention life. It was just unreal to be back and enjoying ourselves again. Definitely was worth the drive. Worth going down and checking it out. And hopefully this is what we'll see with more of the conventions as we go through the years, they start happening again. I will say, if you're kind of iffy about if you wanted to go to a convention or not, go to a smaller one, see how it operates, see how you feel going through there. Because I'm not going to say yes. If you're not comfortable, then don't go. But if you are comfortable and you want to check it out, then go. I mean, it's definitely felt better to get back out again and enjoy the scenery, to enjoy, all the 501st out there in their costumes, the robot builders, the vendors. All of it, just great overall atmosphere. So on this episode, if I was going to say, is it worth it? Yes, it was worth it. It was definitely worth the drive. It was worth the money. And worth the overall feeling of feeling back to normal again in a convention. So again, thank you very much for tuning in for this week's Is It Worth It? And I will see you again soon. May the force be with you.